Hey everyone, I'm just here with a great friend and client that I've done some work with previously, Daniel Costa Gil, and I've been trying to get him to come to our 5-day retreat for a while. Maybe he wasn't ready, but he made the commitment, dived in. He's been here now for 5 days. We're on our final day, just about to go into our final process, which is an afternoon session. And Daniel, wow, it's been incredible to see you unfold on this 5-day journey. And how has it been for you?
No, it's been incredible. Firstly, now I can understand why you're trying to force me to come. Not enforce me, that's the wrong word, encourage me to come. By the way, I've got my hand on my stomach here for a reason. I'm just busy learning to be embodied in myself and let what wants to come out in a natural way. How's the experience been? It's been generally mind-blowing. My intentions coming in here were, I wanted to find some peace with myself, with my history. So just briefly with my story, I think it might help a lot of other men have the courage to come and face themselves, most importantly, and hopefully my story can inspire others to come enjoy it. It's difficult, it's challenging, but once you experience the other side, you will understand why you've been through everything. So my brief history of mine, with my story, it's always been, I've got a huge history of family trauma. So I've lost my dad and brother to suicide. I've been I am a survivor of a family suicide. I survived that. Two of my other brothers unfortunately didn't survive that. And my mom passed away from cancer. So as you can imagine, that's been quite a story for me. And it's been interesting this week, especially with day one. Look, in terms of understanding the archetypes, I didn't have any understanding before coming on the retreat. My whole perception of a retreat has changed. The pre-work that you're given is the perfect amount for you to walk in here with the right amount of knowledge, but it allows you also not to create any expectations, which is great. I did have two intentions coming into it. Like I mentioned, I just wanted to find some peace and try gain some understanding of why myself I've experienced such extreme family trauma. So on day one you get, I'm not going to share with you what we do because that will ruin it. I was very close there. But I was able to reconnect with myself as a 7-year-old. So that's the age when I just lost my dad to suicide 1 year before, and then that's the time when I was a survivor of family suicide and two of my brothers passed away. So I was able to reconnect with him and understand what my journey has been about since then. For me, first it was football, and I understand now the power of sport. Football saved my life. I can say that with absolute clarity as a 7-year-old because it allowed me to deal with that trauma. So from there I went into wanted to become a professional footballer. I was told at the age of 16 by two Premier League teams that I was too short coming from South Africa. That led me into depression. So loss of identity because my whole world revolved around football. And at that stage I didn't understand yet that my calling was never football. So again, after 2 more days on the retreat, the insight came to me yesterday. Following my depression, I tried to become a football coach. So again, I tried to strive for something big. I wanted to become a huge football coach, one of the best in the world. I wanted to break barriers for South African football coaches. So that's what I spent my life doing from age 20 until 3 months ago when I had the courage to resign. And after this retreat, we're on day 5 now, I've gained the clarity and the insights of understanding that football was my safety net. It allowed me to cope with everything that I'd experienced until then. And more importantly, it also allowed me not to feel that trauma. So coming on this retreat, you'll have experiences where you dive into that feeling, which is something I've never experienced. I've been working on myself since the age of 22, and I've been able to process things mentally. But after meeting Craig 2 years ago, I wouldn't be sitting here without him at this moment, because of last year when I had to deal with my brother's suicide. I was able to process it mentally, but as you can imagine, all my family's trauma did come up, and without the tools that Craig and Men Without Masks gave me, I don't know where I'd be genuinely. So for that, I'm eternally grateful for that, Craig.
And what does this, what does it all mean for your future when you leave here? What you're leaving here with?
I had an incredible experience this morning where I found peace. I was able to connect to my mom, my 3 brothers, my dad, and let go of my family suffering. So it was extremely difficult for me. You will go through difficult tasks on the retreat, but the support that you receive from Craig and his leadership team is absolutely phenomenal. So you're in impeccable hands. But this morning I received peace, which is I hoped for, and I understood a lot about myself, and how I was able to release that was just a moment that I hope that you each can just give yourself the permission to enjoy a moment like that. So for me going forward, I'm going into something totally different. I've let go of football 3 months ago. That was not my calling. I'm grateful for it. It allowed me to cope with everything that I have. It gave me something to strive for. But now I can feel myself. I can feel my values, my self-acceptance, my self-love. In my whole life, I've never had this level of self-love and self-acceptance. So I'm moving to Portugal, and I'm going to take over a cork farm that I've inherited from my grandfather. And that's all I know at the moment. And I trust. That's probably been the biggest thing I've learned this whole retreat, is to trust firstly in myself, and in trust, I choose to trust in the universe that things will turn out how they're meant to be. I'm just going to enjoy the journey.
So Daniel, what would you say to any man that's contemplating whether to come on this retreat or not?
Craig, you know that whenever you think about retreats or self-development, you always create this image in your mind that is going to change your life. And I'm extremely grateful that I can sit here and just smile at the camera and say, this has changed my life. So was it easy? Absolutely not. But it's worth it. So I'd highly recommend to every single man out there, don't even think twice. This is the place to be. You'll feel safe. I never had role models as male figures in my life, and I've come here, and even though I've lost my family to trauma, I found family here. So with lots of love, I do hope that you guys find the courage and just push through it and come here, and you will not be disappointed.
Thank you. And my message to any men that's following our work or feels a calling to come on a retreat is get in touch. Get in touch. We're happy to talk to you. We're happy to communicate with you, answer any of your questions. Check out our website, menwithoutmasks.com, our YouTube channel. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook, and also if you're a woman out there and you've been having a look at our work, and maybe you're a woman that's unfortunately experienced any violence or manipulation from men in the past, I just want to let you know that what we've just witnessed here over the last 5 days is absolutely incredible. And there are men in the world who are trying to learn from mistakes, trying to make a difference, trying to step up, trying to show up with more presence so that we can end this destruction and violence towards women. Have an amazing day.
Cheers, man.